GC1C LAX. A cache by James Coburn. Hidden, May 9, 2000 in California, United States. This one's got some good stuff in it. I bought my first GPS device, a Garmin M, just over a week ago, and was of course delighted to find that my expectations of the unit were exceeded, because Uncle Sam had just turned off the SAS system. A few days later, searching the web for GPS-related information, I discovered the then group's stash group and learned of a stash in my area. As I was working the swing shift, I was able the next day to go hunting. Arrived in the vicinity around 1:30 p.m. and noted foot traffic along the north side of the roadway. I was fairly certain of the location because of the turnout. I swung a U-turn, parked on the south side, and watched. The perambulating fellow approached the drainage gully and proceeded down. After about 10 minutes he ascended and left the way he came, eastwards. Sensing my chance, I parked off the roadway, illegally I suppose, and started the hunt. Down at the bottom of the gully was a fresh turd, obviously left by our uncomfortable traveler, but the GPS said 10 feet southwest. Poking around in the ground cover to the right of the structure, I sighted the corner of a great ammo box. Now my mind was racing. Who would leave an ammo box adjacent to the perimeter fence of a patrolled area of a major metropolitan airport? Maybe this is a sick joke, and it's a booby trap. I decided to open it anyway and Corblimmy, treasure. I was the first to find Southern California's first GPS stash, as they were called back then. Signed the log, took the Magellan GPS unit inside. This was definitely the coolest stash ever with CPUs, memory and software, and left a few items, including the infamous Sync strainer. Since there was no Geocaching.com, I left entries in the calendar and database of the group's group, which is now Yahoo, and only now, August 4, 2001, did I decide to make an entry. Thanks James for such a great cache, it will be sadly missed. I just saw a GC1C and saw a familiar email address on the Yahoo group, which I traced back to you. Maybe I'll talk to you on point 435 someday. Thinkbagdim@yahoo.com. Tried to find this stash in summer 2000. Never did, but perhaps I didn't look very well. In a business trip to LA from our home in San Diego, my girlfriend and I decided to try to find the cache you left near LAX. She had lived in Westchester for the past 5 years and so knew the area very well. Using my ancient Garmin GPS 38, we came to the area near the drain pipe and started to look around. To be honest, my girlfriend seemed to think that this SBS stash hunting activity was for nerdy geeks with no lives. Nevertheless, she looked hard for the stash with me, and when she spotted it, she excitedly yelled out, "I found it." We both were very impressed with the contents of the cache as well. After scribbling our notes in the log, we left some batteries and took the margarita mix. Overall, a great stash. This cache has been plundered. It is gone. I have a feeling some slash-the-tear took this one. Don't worry. I am in the midst of creating a new cache in that area very soon. Don't blame slash-the-tears, look to the police. I went looking for this cache today and was not there 5 minutes when the LAX airport police showed up and told me to move along. They knew why I was there and what I was doing. I suppose walking back and forth over the same 10-meter route with a GPS in my hand might have been a clue. The cache was, of course, gone. I hope they had fun with the tequila. Close as I can get. The virtual finder. Found this stash easily. This was my first find. There are some really cool books and stuff in the box. I took the Linux book because it was taking up a lot of space and I left a music CD. Only blocks from my home. Nice walk to the placement, my first find. It's in good shape. Took batteries and left a cap. Go check in it occasionally. I was in Los Angeles this past week on vacation. I took advantage of my extra time to look for the cache near the airport while I was waiting for my flight today. The cache is exactly where it should be and in good shape. I signed the logbook, took the cap from the stash and left for crisp new $1 bills. It only took about 15 minutes to find the stash. I have passed the coordinates on to friends and family in the Los Angeles area. Happy hunting. We, Jeremy, Brooke, and Dennis had just purchased a Garmin Cyclusta in Wednesday, November 29, 2000 and found this website and thought we would give it a shot. We set out on our quest to find our first geocache. Getting to the general area was not difficult. Surface streets all the way. We parked, walked across the street, and after rooting around in the bushes/shrubs and kicking ourselves for not bringing a flashlight in this moonless night, we stumbled across an ammo case under some bushes/shrubs. We had just found our first geocache in Thursday, November 30th, 2008 p.m. The cache was right where it was supposed to be. It was very exciting to find the cache. We even took some pictures of this momentous occasion. We had such a good time we will enjoy creating our own cache for others to find as well as seeking out other caches. Thanks a bunch Jeremy, Brooke, and Dennis. Items found. Best book 8 paperback books, Twinkies and Peanuts, 2 heart-shaped boxes, W/jewelry, 1 Red Hat, 1 kitchen sink baskets, trainer, 1 Geocache CD, 1 10-sided dice, 1 12-sided dice, 1 corkscrew, 1 blue yo-yo, 4 computer chips, 1 Pentium 150 MHz CPU, 1 copy of DCSS, 1 computer Monopoly game, 3.5 disc, 1 list of contents, original I think, items taken. Twinkies and Peanuts, 1 10-sided dice, 1 12-sided dice, 1 Geocache CD, 1 heart-shaped box, W/jewelry. Items added. 1 creative domain, have a nice idea hat, black. 1 creative domain, have a nice idea shirt, white. 1 magic rub eraser, 1 Elmer's glue, 1 self-published book, 1 forbidden Mambo CD to blank CD. RW cache now contains best book 8 paperback books, 1 heart-shaped box, W/jewelry, 1 Red Hat, 1 kitchen sink baskets, trainer, 1 corkscrew, 1 blue yo-yo, 4 computer chips, 1 Pentium 150 MHz CPU, 1 copy of DCSS, 1 computer Monopoly game, 3.5 disc, 1 list of contents, original I think. 1 creative domain, have a nice idea hat, black. 1 creative domain, have a nice idea shirt, white. 1 magic rub eraser, 1 Elmer's glue, 1 self-published book, 1 forbidden Mambo CD to blank CD. RW. Here are some pictures of our adventure. I just returned to the stash again for the second time. It has progressed nicely since my last visit. I left a working Motorola pager and in return I took 2 blank CD RWs and a happy face t-shirt. TW, someone has created a very nice patch of roots that covers the stash quite nicely. It looks as though Caltrans Landscaping has been there since my last visit. They cleaned up dead loose leaves, making the stash easier to find. Yet it is still covered very nicely by the root ball. Still a great stash. This is definitely not somewhere where you want to hang around, because based on where it is, you can attract a lot of attention. In fact, just as I was driving up to the location, I saw 2 police cars drive down the street. So I parked in the driveway, and immediately knew where it was. After a little difficulty opening the box, I signed the logbook, and left my items, lift ticket to bear empty, and a Microsoft camera, and a blank CD there, but didn't take anything. I was in a rush, because I didn't want to loiter around, so maybe I'll go back at some other time, at night, in a bike perhaps. I took some photos after I returned the box, and you'll find them in my website. If you look at JPG, the center of the picture, where you see 119 and in the fence, is north, and the box is located just east/right of that by the broken/twisted fence. LAX is south of there, and the street you see is Westchester Road. The logbook is almost full, so the next person should maybe take a fresh one. Also, the box is packed, and I barely managed to get my things inside. I believe that the paperback books are taking up a lot of room, so someone should consider exchanging something small for those to make more room. Visited the cache at about 4:30 today. We had no problem finding it, and it was our first attempt at locating a cache after stashing one yesterday in the northeastern LA area. This cache is getting quite full, and we recommend to the next visitor to bring something small. We took the Beck Mellow Gold cassette and left to coffee mugs. I assumed the camera had film and took a self-portrait. There was quite a bit of foot traffic going by, but nobody seemed to care that we were rummaging around in the bushes. It is LA after all. Okay, this one was scary. I went with my geocaching pal, Gia. Got there at about 8 p.m. Not much going on. It was New Year's Eve after all. As soon as we got out of the car, the cops swooped in on us out of nowhere at about 90 miles per hour. I turned to Gia and asked what are we going to tell them. The cops heard me, since their windows were rolled down. Gia told me that later. We didn't have a plan for anything like this, so we fumbled around. Gia said we were looking for something, see, as he shows them his GPS device. I told them we were looking for junk, maybe batteries. They didn't understand. While we drive out from Long Beach in New Year's Eve looking for batteries. Okay. So we got smart and told them it was a scavenger hunt using GPS devices. They still thought we were making things up. They let us find the stash, and we showed them some of the junk inside. They said that's a new one and left. They did mention that at the airport they can track people using these types of devices, so we needed to be careful, because they carry guns. My suggestion is that once you know you're in the right area, turn the thing off. It was a cool adventure to end the year. There was some off stuff in the stash, like a kitchen sink strainer. We left a radio that looks like a small computer mouse and took a commander. 3:30 p.m. This is one popular cache. While I was seeking this one, I met a couple other geocachers. The cache is in great condition but is quite filled up. It is pretty cool to see the jets taking off and landing so close by. Plenty of joggers and walkers coming nearby while I was at this one. This was my first time doing this. Had a lot of fun. I took a 486 processor chip from an old computer and left a Hammasted. January 6th, 15:30 after work, I made the 2.7-mile drive. We blew past it first time, as we saw a car parked right in the area. We came back around and saw the guy holding a GPS. We knew we had to be fast. With a copy of the photo in hand, I ran across the street and found it in less than 30 seconds. Look at the photo, it helps. Nice stash. I needed to go to the airport to pick someone up, so I went early and found the stash. It's amazing this one has been here so long. It's in good shape, but it's pretty full. Hey, I am back here in California visiting from Tennessee. I found this cache in early November and came back to find it again with some of my family members. Has the stash been moved? I went back to the original location and it was not there, only a small worn place where I knew it once was. My GPS was saying I was 0.09 away from the coordinates. So, has it been moved from where it was in early November, or is it missing? Let me know, I'll come look again. I went back to the airport today to drop off my visitors. I decided to swing back by the cache, since Memphis posted that he thought it was gone. It's gone. At least it's not where I found / left it a week ago. I went with a friend of mine. This was our first time. We pulled into a driveway and searched all around the area but didn't find it. I found a suspicious looking bare spot under a bush that I thought might have been where it should be. Ended up checking both sides of the street. My GPS said I was dead in the spot. Did someone move it? Or has it been cache mapped by the fuzz? I looked at the picture in the site today and know I was in the right place. Point. Swung by there to verify what others have said, and it seems that it is actually true, the stash is gone. I'm not certain, but the area looked a little cleaner, so I'm thinking that it may have been Coltrans that removed it. As I was driving away, I saw several crews working in the area, so maybe that's what happened. Also, I noticed a 4Runner pulled off in the driveway directly across from where the stash used to be. Wonder if it was someone else attempting to find it. Oh well. Took one look at this bush and saw that the cache was listed as a small, so I just said forget about it. Why was this cache archived? It was one of the first of its kind. Found this old listing digging around, and couldn't believe I worked so close the location of the first California cache. I was also surprised to see at least 6 people are watching this cache. So I swung by today to see the spot, and posted a picture of the location today. 10 years later, BTW, the area is still plastered W/signs saying no stopping at any time, no trespassing, and even no loitering, so it's a shame, but we probably can't place another cache here, even for walkers and bike riders. GC is still reachable but I wouldn't advise stopping. I took that picture really quickly. Blinking smiley face. All grown up.